Hey everyone, this is Phil, and I know a lot of you guys liked the cubing trivia with Stanley Chapel on cubing at home. He actually knew a lot about cubing, and the way he went about getting some of the answers felt very consultant-like. You know those interview questions that you ask consultants? It was really smart, and we were all really impressed, so we brought him back for more. So this time we have 10 new questions. They're all very hard, and we'll see if he can handle the questions. How are you feeling about this series of questions so far?
Well, I mean, honestly, I feel like I just have to get into them and see.
Get into them and see.
I
Haha.
don't know what I don't know what I am to expect here. So yeah, I mean, I'll just see what I can do with these.
Excellent. Okay, so let's send you the first question. All right. Number one. Of these four cubers ranked in the top 10 for 3x3 single, which has the lowest rank for average? A. Nicholas Sanchez, B. Jakub Kipa, C. Sombyum Cho, and D. Tamzer Belintas.
So already I know it's not Nicholas because he has sub 7 and at the very least Steve and Jakub do not. I'm not sure what Tanzer's average. Oh wait, no, it is. I'm pretty sure he's sub 7. I think Tanzer's the fastest out of these. Nicholas is second fastest.
Okay.
Steve Cho is third fastest, and then Jakub Kipa is slowest. So B, Jakub Kipa is my answer.
Yep, you're correct. So you got 1 for 1 so far. Good job. Was that question very hard, or does it need to be harder?
Um, I feel like there was some guesswork there was a guesswork element to that question in that I didn't fully know it, but I feel like there's just enough estimation that can be done with this sort of thing that it wouldn't hurt to be a bit harder.
Cool. All right. It's going to get a bit harder. But that's the type of deductive thinking that I was mentioning earlier that consultants have to do. So yeah, that was really smart. Here's the second question. Ganyuan Jiang, famous for launching popular manufacturer GAN, has how many WCA records? A. 1, B. 5, C. 6, D. 7.
This oh. So, this is a really tricky one because yeah, this he was a Chinese cuber from presumably the early 2010s when, many people who are still around today who you wouldn't expect to have had records just do. Um, but let's see. One is an obvious anomaly within the answers, and just based on what the general career path of Chinese cubers at the time, I would guess it's not that because there would generally be a decent streak of records before just disappearing into obscurity. At least that's what I've seen from certain cubers. That being said, there are some one-hit wonders like Dan Yang Chen.
Like me, right?
Oh yeah. I was
kidding.
thinking. Yeah.
That was funny. I didn't take that
But
personally.
yeah, you do have cubers like Dan Yang Chen who
Yes.
had a single world record in 3-blind,
Yes.
and he's still delegates today, but that was his only real spotlight.
Yes.
As a speed
Yeah,
cuber.
true fact.
Um,
But at least the answers here imply that he's at least got one record, right?
yes.
So he
yeah.
accomplished something.
Right. This feels like a total shot in the dark, I'll be honest. I'm gonna say C6.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, let's just do it.
Okay, it's actually D7.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They're all NRs in 3x3, I believe. There might have been one
interesting.
in one-handed. Yeah, this, let me look it up, actually. This guy, a lot of people don't know that he had a competitive history before being an engineer in cubing. So, yeah. Yes, he has 4 NRs in 3x3 and 3 NRs in one-handed.
Okay.
3x3 solver. Cool. All right. So 1 for 2. Let's take a look at the next question. The next question is, Jessica Friedrich, Lars Petrus, Zbigniew Zebrowski, and Gio Roux are widely known for pioneering speed cubing methods. If you pretended they were all at the same competition and you took their personal WCA best results as results in a 3x3 round, who would finish last? A. Friedrich, B. Petrus, C. ZZ, D. Roux.
So, these next statements are going to be are not certainties in my mind, but I'm pretty sure that Petrus and Roux both have sub 20 averages, and Friedrich and Zborowski do not. So, yeah, this is really actually thinking about it more. Friedrich was a 1982 cuber who came back for an early section of the revival in the early 2000s, right? But ZZ started in 2000s, which leads me to believe that Friedrich will have the slower results. So I'm going to say Friedrich as the last place finisher.
Final answer?
Final answer.
You're correct. Actually, ZZ is faster than Friedrich, and Roux is also faster than Friedrich. Friedrich and Petrus are tied with the same average, but Friedrich has a slower single.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, they're both 20.48.
Okay.
Yeah, interesting. But the way you arrived at the answer was interesting as well. Yeah, most people, I think, would develop a bias that, oh yeah, Friedrich has the fastest results, so she must not be slow personally, but I'm glad you didn't, succumb to the bias.
No, I remember seeing an article written by Friedrich that said, like, sub 17 solves just blow my mind. I don't know how they're even possible with my method, like, consistently.
Oh,
so
well, people,
yeah. Yeah. This was written in the early 2000s, of course, but she kind of, like, broke it down and just said, like, there's no way this is possible. And some of the splits, for example, were, like, 2 seconds per F2L, or per F2L pair, which, sounds completely reasonable today, but back then, apparently not.
No. Now you have people doing 2 pairs at once or influencing the next pair. So, yeah, cubing has really, really grown. And these 4 cubers, I don't think, compete very frequently anymore, but they all made a very big impact on our lives, for sure. All right.
Yeah, I've seen online influence from all of them except for Zbigniew Zebrowski.
Yeah. But maybe his stuff is in his local language, and you just don't see it in English communities.
Ah, yeah, that could be true.
Because the dude has a lot of accomplishments in FMC.
Right. Yeah, he's world champion.
Yep, and a world record holder. Yep. Cool. All right. So you got 2 out of the 3. Let's see question 4. Question 4. Which one of these WCA events has the most time between when the single world record was set and when the average world record was set? A, 4x4, B, 3 blind, C, 6x6, D, square 1.
Okay, not 6x6 because those were at the same comp. Max Park, Houston. It was a Texas competition in January. I think it was Houston Winter 2020, but 109, 112 or something along 109, 113. I don't even know. But in any case, it was the same round, so it is not that. With 4x4, the single was set this past summer. I think it was the same weekend as Nats. Sebastian got 17 that Sunday. And the average was not set that week. I don't know when the average was set, but also, if I can sidetrack, funny story about the 4x4 world record. The reason I remember this so clearly is because there was a lot of ambiguity on Sunday at Nats when everyone was talking about, oh, some guy set a 4x4 world record. And, that was also the same day that I set both 4-blind world records. So, yeah, it was pretty funny to see, just the general ambiguity with that. And then 3-blind, let's see, single was Nats, average was, earlier in the year, but it was still, within a few months. Mm-hmm. But square 1 was, May 2018 to, this year. So it's square one for sure. It's over a year. Not over a year. Square one was like May 2019 to like basically like January or February. Actually, wait, that. Okay, so it's 4x4 in square one. I made a major miscalculation. So I need to try to figure out approximately how long before Nats the 4x4 average would have to be.
Sure. Yeah, whatever helps you think.
Okay. Yeah, so that would have needed to be in like December 2018 or earlier. But I remember being at a comp with Max Park then, and that like I remember that was before then. I don't ask me how that helps me remember, but it just does. Because that was like SkillCon. I remember it was after SkillCon that he got 2111 from 2113. So I'm going to say square one is my final answer.
You're correct. Square one was from May to December 2019.
Okay.
Cool. Next one is actually kind of hard. I'd be very surprised if you got this one.
There's always a 25% chance.
Yes, there is. But you've only missed 25% of the questions, so you're doing really good. Number 5, if you compared the top 5 cubers 3x3 average from Japan and the top 5 cubers 3x3 average from Thailand, such that number 1 is compared to number 1, number 2 is compared to number 2, etc., what would be the score after 5 comparisons?
Oh no.
A, Japan 4-1.
No.
B, Thailand 3-2. C, Japan 3-2. Or D, Thailand 4-1.
Okay, so the obvious first thing to figure out is which country would have the upper hand. And I think a good place to start for this is trying to figure out who has the faster NR, and I'm inclined to say Thailand. I know Japan has the faster single for sure, but I'm pretty sure Thailand beats them on average for at least the NR. But that being said, that could still be a Japan 4-1. That doesn't really tell me much. I may have to take a shot in the dark. I'm just gonna say Thailand 3-2 final answer.
Thailand 3-2 final answer? You're correct.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
How'd you figure that? Was that just a guess?
I just thought about who I could actually see as like a fast solver from each of their respective countries.
Okay.
And I don't know, just the mental simulation, which wasn't really based on actual math at all. That just kind of how I felt about it.
Okay.
Told me like 3-2 is most probable.
Interesting, because Thailand's number 1 is ranked higher than Japan's number 1, and so
it's
is
Asia Konfidege Jotun,
yeah,
right?
and also the number 2 is ranked higher than number 2 in Japan.
Okay.
And number 3 as well. Thailand beats Japan, but number 4
but then
and
Japan
5
has more people like condensing around that like number 3.
exactly.
Area.
Yeah, number 4 and 5 Japan would win.
Okay.
Interesting. Yeah, the power of the human mind, right? All right. This is the next question. If I can get it. Give me one sec. All right, this is the next question. Which of these countries listed in the WCA database has no official results? A, Vanuatu. B, Sudan. C, Malawi. D, Zimbabwe.
This is going to sound so cheaty, but I know it's Malawi because I accidentally clicked on that country when trying to find another one in ranking, so it's Malawi final answer.
I don't think it actually is.
Wait, what? Oh. Uh-oh.
I think the answer is Vanuatu.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, there's actually a person, if you look, who's competed in Malawi.
Wait, actually?
Yes, actually. His name is Saad Panjwani. Saad Panjwani has a 156.18 3x3 average. He competed in Cape Town 2015.
Oh, interesting. I don't know, the other part of it is that would have still been my answer even if I didn't think I had remembered this. Because it's the most isolated of the four of these countries in terms of like ability to get to competitions. Because even though Vanuatu is more geographically isolated, Malawi is just economically not well off at all, and it's far from everything. So yeah, it doesn't really get a great advantage in that regard as far as competitions go.
Well, this guy got around in 2015 to Cape Town, South Africa. So
Yeah. That being said, it doesn't matter that much if a single person is able to get to a comp. So
yeah, he's his NR.
yeah.
NR. Okay, next question. This one is not too bad, but maybe it'll confuse you. Fill in the blank. WCA regulation B4A. The competitor blank the blindfold to start the blindfold phase. A, puts on. B, adorns. C, dons. D, equips.
Oh, it's 100% dons, because I came up with the term nod don, and the way I came up with that was I looked in the WCA. That was the term used, and then I realized nod don's a palindrome based off of that, so yeah, it's dons.
Yep, that's correct. Okay. This is a question about you.
Oh.
Number 8. Over the course of your competitive career at the WCA, how many times have you placed in the top 3 in 3x3 speed solve? A, 36, B, 38, C, 39, D, 45.
It would help so much if I remembered how many comps I went to, because then I could just think about every comp I didn't podium in. But this is such a guess question.
It's about you.
I don't have any good way to go through this.
Okay, I
think,
assume 3x3 podiums isn't something you like keep track of very closely, right?
I don't keep track of. The only thing I could do is go through every single one of my competitions mentally and figure out how many I can be sure that I podiumed in. But that doesn't help me, because then there's still this uncertainty range that would probably intersect more answers considering like how close together they are. I'm just gonna have to say 39. Final answer.
Yep, you're actually correct.
Oh.
Good job. Was there any sort of basis behind that, or did you just randomly guess?
I just sort of randomly guessed. I 45 didn't sound right, because I've been to about like 62 comps.
65.
And 65, okay. And then I go to a lot of non 3x3 comps.
Yes.
So I don't think I would have I don't think there would only have been like, whatever, like 6 or 7 times that I did 3x3 at a comp and didn't podium. So because like I go to big comps, I am, as it turns out, not as good at 3x3 as I am at other events. So I do not win worlds every single time.
Fair. I don't either. Cool. You know yourself quite well, even if you're guessing. But I'm sure that's an educated guess. It makes sense. The next question, including Minh Thai's 22.95 3x3 world record single, how many times has the 3x3 world record single been set? A, 33, B, 35, C, 37, D, 38.
Okay. Let's see, Minh Thai 22.95. There was Jess Bond 16.58. Mackie had like a fair amount. I'll try to figure out the number later. I'll just try to leave it at he had a bunch of them.
He did.
Then let's see. Who else can I like remember specifically? Edouard Chambon, Toby Mao, Thibaut Jacquinot. So that's 5, not including Mackie's records. Ron van Bruchem, Edouard Chambon again, Nakajima twice, Felix a bunch of times. I think I can actually figure out how... Wait, I'm forgetting Eric. How did I just skip over that so quickly? But we're at 10. So Felix had 703, 677, 665, 624. There was another one in between there, I think. Can't think of it. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to say that I just made that up. But then 618, 566, we're at 16. Mats Volk, 555. Colin Burns. Lucas Eder, Mats Volk again. So that's 20 now. And then after that, you have Felix, Patrick, Steve Cho, Felix Thai, and 422, 25, and then 347. So that's 26. So that means Mackie had a bunch, and then I probably forgot some as well. I think maybe Dan Johan had one at one point, perhaps. But let's see. You know what? I'm just going to guess based on this and just say 33. Final answer.
It's 35.
Okay.
There were some names that you didn't mention.
Okay.
In your thinking, there's Layan Low. Not
Oh,
sure.
right. Yeah. He had an 11,
Yeah,
right?
Dan Knights, Jess Bond.
Yeah, I think I remembered. Yeah, I had Jess Bond, but I
Okay.
forgot that Dan Knights had one the previous round, but on the same day. It's just like the regs worked differently,
Yes.
and it wouldn't be a record today.
Yes. It's registered as a record. It happened in
Right. Yeah.
yeah.
Records are manually manually flagged in the database, so yeah, it's
Fun. Okay. Last question. Here it is, number 10. Which of these WCA countries has the largest differential between 3x3 single and 3x3 average national records? A. Germany, B. France, C. Spain, D. Denmark.
so for France. Well, the single is extremely fast. We know that much. 444 Juliet Sebastian. Average is like very high 6 at best. I'm pretty sure. Or wait, they might have something decent. I don't even know. But in either case, that's a very big difference, especially considering that Germany's single. Well, first of all, they have a really fast average because Philip exists, and their single is like 4.7, 4.6. So that's less, for sure. Denmark is like 503 to 678, which is also less. Yeah, Rasmus to Martin's average. And then Spain, this, I don't think I know the NRs. I know they have a low 5 from, I think it's Carlos to 737. So it's between France or Spain. I think I'm going to have to say France, final answer.
You're correct. It is France.
Okay.
France is 2.16.
Okay.
Yeah, the difference. Alexander Carlier has a pretty good average, but the NR single is very competitive. It's very fast. So 444.
Yeah.
Cool.
What are Spain's NRs out of curiosity?
Spain's NRs. I can find that out. Let me do that right quick. Spain had a few good 3x3 solvers back in the day. So their NR single is Carlos Mendez Garcia Barroso, 524.
Okay.
And their average is Dario Sanchez, 725.
Okay. Yeah, that is... Okay.
Yeah, the interesting thing about Spain is their 3x3 NR is 2 years old.
Yeah.
It's from 2018, and nobody Spanish has defeated it yet. So, yeah, hoping that it can happen sometime.
Right.
Cool. So, I think let me just tally it up real quick. So it looks like you got 7 out of 10 of these questions. The ones that we missed were the one about GAN, which was kind of obscure because he's from, his competition era was from so long ago. The one about Vanuatu, where you guessed Malawi very quickly.
I literally remembered what I did wrong, and I think I think I might have just been searching through a different event.
Yes.
Probably a different popular event, to be fair, but at the same time that'll do it. Like, there aren't 2x2 results, for example. There's no pure results. I think it's only 3x3 for Malawi.
And Number 9, the one with the world record singles. There are a lot of names, and some of them are repeats, so it is like quite hard to keep
Right.
track of.
Yeah.
Cool. How did you feel about these questions compared to the ones from Cubing at Home? Were they more difficult, more
Um,
easier, or maybe a mix?
I think overall they were more difficult, but in a really nice and fun sort of way. I really liked going through these. Um, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it was just great to do these compared to the first set of questions. The answers had more overlap between them. You couldn't just estimate things out and do that because like many of the answers were extremely close together. Any uncertainty that I had would give me like multiple answers to choose from.
Mm-hmm.
But in any case, really happy with how I did. I feel like I feel like the my greatest skill. That being said, I do feel like my greatest skill in this was just my sheer luck. I did get incredibly lucky with a lot of these. I think despite how educated guesswork can work out so well in many instances, there were some of these that I just straight up guessed.
Well,
And
you guessed correctly. It was pretty on point. And yeah, I mean, I thought I was being cheeky asking you about a blind rag, but of course, like if you developed one of the techniques in donning a blindfold, perhaps the question wasn't challenging enough. But yeah, this was interesting. And there weren't too many hardware questions.
right,
So
yeah.
perhaps the next one will have one or two interesting hardware questions.
How many coils does the spring on a Volk Elite have?
Not even sure, because it's hidden inside of the capsule.
Right. It's inside the. It's packaged like candy. Yeah.
How many angles are there in Gan's on any given corner piece in Gan's honeycomb design? Yeah, the possibilities are endless. But these questions, I think, were appropriately hard. I think if you gave them to any cuber, I don't. I think on average, people would do significantly worse than you did, and you kind of did all of these consecutively, which was really impressive. I think it really shows just the power of a really smart person's mind plus speed cubing experience and a good sort of a good brain for educated guessing and estimating. I think you do really well as a consultant. I've actually done some consulting interviews where they ask, like, how many tennis balls do you think are in the New York City, right? And you have to start thinking about, okay, who uses tennis balls? A, tennis players. B, elderly people with walkers, and C, dogs. And then you start thinking about how many of each category use how many tennis balls, and how many warehouses stock tennis balls, and how many sports stores there are. Yeah, I think that type of thinking is exactly what you exhibited today, and it was really smart, and it was actually really fun for me to just sit here and watch you, think about stuff.
Oh yeah, glad to hear
Yeah.
it. And also, I think you missed one big category for tennis balls right there. Public schools for like the bottoms of chairs.
Yes, 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 yes. Public schools. I don't know who uses more tennis balls: elderly people, walkers, public schools, or dogs, or tennis players. Maybe schools use more balls than tennis players because tennis players reuse balls, right?
Yeah.
So who knows? Yeah, who knows? I'm glad we don't have to answer that question today. We answered 10 questions, and it was a lot of fun. If you would like to ask your own questions or give us ideas, feel free to comment in this video, and if we like a question, we'll either use it or develop a variant of it. We'll see if we can get Stanley for next time, because he got us this time. Yeah, thank you, Stanley, for being on this program. It was really cool to just sit here and watch you think. I really enjoyed it, and I hope you can come back and do more of these trivias.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. Yeah, if you have any more questions for me, just put them in the comments, and Phil will see if he can develop a variant of it, or just ask the question, and yeah, it'll be great. Look forward to just going through some of your questions in perhaps another episode. If we want to do this again. So yeah, once again, thank you so much. Yeah, hope you all enjoyed.
Yeah.
It's been great, and we'll see you sometime else on either the Cubicle channel or one of our personal social channels.
Or Cubing at Home. We are casters on Cubing at Home.
This is also true.
But anyways, you're a beast, and we'll catch you later. See ya.
See you.